Alright, we're back with another episode of the Anime Exclusive. Today we have Nice Skin Cosmo, also named Jared.
Neil. Nice. Well, so, real quick, how your guys' week going?
I'm glad it's over.
Yeah, I'm...
For sure.
I identify with that as well.
I identify with that's hilarious.
Which is really funny because the start of... We're filming on a Sunday right now, and the start of every week is Sunday. So technically, the week is just starting.
No, it doesn't start till Monday.
Fair enough. Honestly, though, I know this is an anime podcast, but I've just spent the morning watching, like, the Olympic men's basketball highlights. So, yeah, it's been a good time. But yeah, anyways, what y'all been watching this week?
Power of God, man.
Good.
We're definitely gonna get into that because I have some thoughts.
Yeah, he does. Sure.
Huh?
But yeah, honestly, I just been watching a lot of new slice of life stuff. Just been popping up out of nowhere. We're pretty good.
All right. So what are we starting with?
We should start with Tower of God. Neil, you can take over with this one. How do you feel about the new character?
Huh?
Neil, how do you feel about the new character?
I know who you're talking about, but for the sake of the audience and for Q, who are you talking about? By the way, the fact that you have to look up his name says everything about how I feel about the character.
I know, but like I don't remember names to begin with. Like that's not fair.
Isn't it Wugman? Something like that? Wangman?
Yeah.
Oh,
like Wangman.
Wagnan Jaw. Yeah.
Yeah. I hate him. I hate him. And this episode was basically about him. So
did you watch the episode after that or no?
Well, no, because that's the only episode that's out. Like I'm caught up.
Okay.
So like the last 5 seconds of the episode were the best 5 seconds of the episode. Because Squid is back. So and I liked him, and it looks like his earring's gone. So that's awesome.
I'll give it to him.
It's probably coming back, but I'm saying in that scene it was not on, and I'm here for it.
Wow.
But why do I hate him? Wagman is the kind of character that, like, the first 3 episodes, he said absolutely nothing of value, but he said a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he kept talking, and I'm like, bro, I got absolutely nothing from every time you open your mouth. He's like the Naruto you can't root for, to me.
Damn.
That's basically it.
Damn.
Like, it is a genuine disdain. Like, granted.
Did you read the manga on this one?
Yeah, I read the manga for Tower of God. I'm not gonna spoil anything.
The only question I have is, does he get better? Like, does he become more likable or no?
He does become more likable, yes. In my opinion.
That's all we need.
He probably will. There's a part of me in this episode that wanted to like him a little bit more.
I feel like
the first 3 episodes were just straight hatred. Granted, Jared and I were like 2 shots and like 3 twisted teas in our watch session.
I'm dead.
So that might have something to do with it, but like watching him this episode too, I was kind of like, dude, shut up. Like,
no, but like, what about the scene where he was like getting ready to kill the dead dude?
Yeah.
The flower guy. Like, I feel like that scene like brought out more of like his personality and character more than any scene that we've shown so far.
Wait, so the whole episode, are you talking about when he was starting to kill, what is it, like,
Yeah.
Fulker or whatever it is?
Yeah, the dude that killed his friend?
Yeah,
yeah.
I think his name is.
Yeah.
What is it, Lurker?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Lurker? Yeah, no, and
yeah, that scene right there, I feel like that's where you're like, okay, this is more the kind of character he's going to be versus who he is right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, he spent the whole episode running his mouth about how he's going to kill Lurker and then decides not to on a whim. Yeah.
So like...
follow through.
That's terrible. I feel like you only say that because you're discounting the fact that, like, he wants to change the tower, and that's the start of his new dream, so, like, it's very important that he didn't do that because he obviously could have. He had the explosion ball in the dude's mouth, so it's like he could have killed him at any point in time, but he was like, okay, this cycle's terrible, and we don't want to keep that going, so that's why he didn't do it.
No, I get that, but also counterpoint. He let his friend Mia almost get killed by a dude with flowers in his hair, and like clearly a woman's like suit top on him.
I don't know where to go with that.
It's like you're transphobic, is what I'm hearing. No, I'm kidding.
No, no, you are not putting me under the bus like that. No,
We're calling you
no,
out.
I'm saying that dude. I'm saying you lost to a dude with terrible fashion choice. Is what I'm saying.
I mean, that has nothing to do with the
No,
magnitude
no,
of the
it
scene.
doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Like it showed that when he's put up to the task, he is willing to do it. But like he decided to change in that moment, and that was like that was a strong character change. Because like honestly, given if you're in that situation, you would have just killed him.
Huh? Oh yeah, no. So here's the thing about it. Like, this is how much of a hater I am of this character. You know me. Like, I'm a big like forgiveness guy. Like that. I mean, that is what my entire like religious ideology is about.
Yeah.
So I should be rooting for this, but I'm not because I just don't like his character.
That's actually really bad.
It's that bad. Like I just don't like it. Anyways, that's my piece on it. I just hate him. Like I'm gonna flip around on him. I'm probably gonna be like at the end of the season.
Yeah,
oh, you know what?
it's
He
fine.
wasn't that bad.
We're gonna
That's
clip
probably
this
what's
and
gonna
then save
happen.
it for later.
But right now, I just hate him.
Yeah, we'll clip this and save it for later. It's gonna be real funny.
Oh no, I know. No, that's fine. You're clipping this. I'm aware of that, but I hate him. You guys take over. I'm gonna just sit here and forgive myself. Yeah, Q, go ahead and cook, bro. Cause I'm
Hey Q, how do you feel about the last couple episodes on there, like how they adapted the series so far?
So the last couple episodes, I think it really showed how far Band came, as far as like power scaling goes. A lot of people think that typically characters that have a time skip only go through minor, like power growth, but I think that Bam's power creep was actually pretty insane for him to be able to go head to head with a ranker from where he was before.
For sure.
It was a 5-year time skip, so granted that is a larger time skip than we're used to seeing in anime.
Thank you for that explanation.
Yeah.
Because I'm mad curious. I was thinking 2 years max. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, 5 years. That's valid.
Yeah. So,
but that also means actually go ahead.
I was just saying, that time skip time, he's been putting in some serious work. I mean, over Naruto's entire time skip, he basically just got better at one move, and he wasn't even that good when push came to shove. And then you have time skips like Luffy's time skip, where he became one of the top contenders in the verse without having to learn how to use his gear fourth. And now where he's at is just ridiculous.
For sure. I also like the fact that they kept the idea that he's able to copy a move instantly after he watched it. Because like a lot of times I'll see shows where they'll have like that ability or whatever, and they'll try to like just sweep it underneath the rug and be like, everything you learned up to this point is more important than that one little skill. And I'm just like, nah, that one little skill definitely carries him.
Oh yeah, no, he cooked this episode. Bam cooked. That's all I have to say about that.
And then the other dude got cooked.
Yeah, he did. Oh, are you talking about the little Ness-looking guy?
Yeah.
I don't remember his name. I will refer to him
for.
as Ness from Moving Here Forward.
Yeah. I can't see him any other way at this point. I already don't know his name, but I remember that.
Yeah, well, no, Jared was the one that called him Ness first, so.
Yeah, I think it looks like him.
Yeah, no.
Bro, Lily has the outfit, the baseball cap. All he needs is a bat, which I'm pretty sure he did use at one point for like half a second.
Yeah, he probably did, but yeah, I mean, overall.
Let's
like,
not forget that they were playing catch.
Yeah, no, for the most part, it was a fun watch. Yeah, it just kind of kept talking a little too much. But other than that, it was great. It was. Go ahead.
I was just saying.
I feel like that new kid.
What were you gonna say, Jared?
I feel like the new character, Wingman, is gonna be like the catalyst to bring Band back to who he was before the time skip, like in terms of personality.
I don't want to give anything away, so Neil, you want to comment on that?
Well, based on that comment, I think it could go one of two ways.
Right.
He could, kind of restore just a little piece of it back, or he could just make it absolutely worse. Yeah. The thing I was gonna say though about like the time year 5 skip is that means we missed Bam's like man bun phase because growing his hair out that long, he had to put it in a bun at some point and we missed it. But going back to the actual conversation, I think Jared is I'm kind of split on it, but I think 60-40 I'm agreeing with what Jared's gonna say of like he's probably gonna slowly kind of mend the piece of Bam that's been broken. And I don't even think Bam's aware of how much he's broken because they asked him like, hey, like, why did you join Fug? And he's just like, well, I'm trying to find somebody. And I think he's talking about Rachel.
Yeah.
And when they asked a follow-up question, well, what are you gonna do when you find him? And he's like, I honestly don't know right now, which is an honest answer. I appreciate that, and I believe him. I don't actually know what's gonna happen. Part of me thinks he's gonna forgive her, but I don't know quite yet. He's gonna at least ask why she did it before he comes up with his actual answer, if that makes sense. But like, I think he's gonna be more inclined to just be like, all right, that's cool. Water under the bridge, kind of. I know. Which I think if that happens, the fandom is gonna hate her even more. But
they might hate Bam too.
That could also happen too. But I'm hoping that's not the route he goes for. Again, forgiveness is a big part of my like ideology of who I am as a person. But I really hope he doesn't forgive her. So.
I also the last time I seen someone like actually not forgive somebody was why did I just forget the name right then and there? It was in Shield Hero. Is when they changed her last name to bitch. Like it happened to like it was Multi.
I didn't hear what you said, Jared. Say it again.
I remember Shield Hero. The last time that I've seen somebody not forgive like the female that did the person dirty was in Shield Hero, and like they changed her legal name to bitch.
Yeah. No.
Wait, what? I'm sorry. I have no
Okay, so you're good. So basically, he's saying the last time that he witnessed an anime character not forgive someone was Multi, when they changed her name to bitch. So
I don't think I saw that.
Yeah, that's
savage.
I think Multi deserved forgiveness, so I think he was wrong for that.
I do have one issue
joking,
with
I'm
the
joking.
Tower of God anime though. I think the manga moves a lot slower than the anime does. I think the anime is moving pretty fast, and we're not able to soak in the story the same way you would through the manga because of the pace of the anime. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I can get behind that. And Jared, you started reading the manga, right?
No, I dropped it as the first page.
Is it because of like the fact that like
They look so
his weapons
ugly.
are clearly Pokeballs?
No, that was funny. But like, no, it's the fact that they're like it looks so ugly to me. And I'm just like, I don't think I want to sit here through this pacing. It seems like it's gonna be very annoying. And everyone tells me like I have to go back and reread the beginning if I want to read it, and I'm just like, this is a lot of steps for something I'm not that invested in.
Fair enough.
If there's some cliff notes, I'll read those.
Good enough. All right, cool. So what else are you guys watching?
There's this one American anime I've been watching called Blood of Zeus on Netflix.
Yes.
Word?
I don't know if you guys have been watching that, but I've been watching the second season. So good.
I've seen the first season. I kind of started watching the second season, but it just kind of got lost in the shuffle of things. So I saw the first episode of season 2. Blood of Zeus, I'm so glad you brought that up. That's such a fun one.
Yeah.
What's it about?
Like, it's Go ahead, Q. I'm gonna let you explain to Jared what it is.
Yeah, sure. So this kid realizes he's the son of Zeus, right? He's a demigod, basically. I don't know if you've read or seen Percy Jackson and the Olympians, but this is kind of a more adult take on that. But it doesn't take place in modern time. This takes place in like Greek time, you know, like where they're still wearing togas and speaking in a certain ways. And basically, this dude is prophesized to do a bit of everything. Like he's involved in so much of the developing story around Olympus and where the direction of like the gods are heading. And he didn't know that he was set up for all that at first. Like he never knew Zeus was his father until like halfway through season 1, I want to say.
Okay.
And then he finds out he has a half brother that is not Zeus's son, but the way that he has a half brother is kind of it's fucked up what happens.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And basically season 1 is about how Zeus's wife Hera, who's like the queen of the gods, finds out about this child that he had out of wedlock and her revenge on him, and basically most of humanity has to suffer for it.
So, like, what got you hooked onto the show?
Why did he get me hooked on the show?
No. Yeah.
Oh, I've always loved that Greek mythology, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Jared, you've seen Hercules, right?
No.
You haven't seen Hercules?
No. Like, are you talking about, like, the original movie?
The Disney movie. The Disney movie.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about the live action. I was like, come on.
No. I'm talking about... So, and this is the point. So, like, you remember how, like, when he gets to Olympus, it's all, like, hunky-dory and everybody's all cool with each other and, like, all of that? Like, it's, like, really wholesome? Yeah, real Greek mythology is absolutely nothing like that.
Yeah, it's very gory.
It's very realistic.
It's very basically I think someone it was like a Reddit post a long time ago that I saw, and it was just like if Zeus kept it in his pants, 90% of the shit that happens in Greek mythology doesn't happen.
True enough.
So let's put it that way. But I'm glad you brought that up, Q, because that is such a fun show. Have you finished season 2 yet or not?
Not yet. I'm about halfway through season 2. I was gonna watch a few episodes after we conclude our episode for the day, but I'm looking forward to it.
Alright, good, because you right there just gave me a reason to pick it back up. I spent, and we'll get into this in a second, I spent my time usually watching Gurren Lagann because I promised you I would, and I did it. So we can talk about that another time, but again, it's another reason for me to watch that show, and I'm watching with you so we can talk about it in future episodes. But I'm really glad that you're watching that because that's such a fun show for me. So.
Yeah, it's. I didn't think that it would be as gripping as the first season, just because the stakes were really high at the beginning, near the end. Near the end of the first season, but the stakes are just as high into the second season, and it keeps getting better. I think they're taking a good direction with it. Like, I don't know if you've seen Castlevania on Netflix either, but it's the same studio that does that, same style of storytelling, very gripping. They don't pull any punches with the gore, so expect some really like grisly deaths and some great fight scenes.
Oh yeah, from what I remember in season 1, man, yeah, I fully agree with that. Just because of like, there's just so much going on, but the show does a great job of like laying it out for you that you can kind of follow along, even if you're not as like familiar with Greek mythology. So yeah, definitely recommend to watch that.
Fair enough. So let's get into Gurren Lagann. What'd you think about the series, Neil?
What did I think of the series? It was fun. It was fun. I'm kind of split on it because, like, usually I try to, watch shows at my own pace so that I can really enjoy the experience. But for that one, I kind of gave myself a deadline to, like, watch it before last week. We just didn't get to talk about it last week. So it was kind of like that, I'm kind of enjoying this ride, but I have to get through it. So
okay.
overall, I think it was definitely a fun ride. I was telling Q when we were texting back and forth, like anytime I would look up like a waifu tier list, Yoko would always be on there, and I never really understood why. But like watching the show, I was like, okay, I understand the hype. Kamina's death, I knew that he was gonna go, just from like AMVs and just the fact that the show's been out for almost 2 decades, so I kind of knew that was coming. But when I saw that, still, I was kind of like, damn, like we lost a good one. It was one of those things where like it made me think like, okay, how can I be this guy for other people? Like, you know what I mean? Like I really rock with him in that way of like, this man had such a profound impact on Simone's life. How can I do that for other people? And so I really kind of thought to myself, like that kind of caused a lot of self-reflection in me. And I was really, really proud of that. And results to come, but that was good. In terms of the plot, I think because they were trying to put the entire show into basically one season, there's a lot of it that they kind of sped through, and I would have appreciated it if they split it into like 50 episodes. No, maybe not 50, maybe like 35, which is a weird number. But like to kind of flesh things out just a little bit more. But other than that, I thought it was a solid ride. 7.5 out of 10. So probably would have been higher if I got to like enjoy, like if I like let myself enjoy it more, it probably would have been up a little higher. So yeah, there's that.
Solid.
Yeah, all valid
Jared,
points.
what do you think? Oh, go ahead, Q.
I was just saying, those are all valid points. I think that if they remade it now, they would probably split it into 2 seasons. 2 to 3 seasons.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
And I was also like, when I watched it in high school, I was kind of thrown for a bit when Kamina died. So it was like one of the first anime that I watched where it actually like took me by surprise, like a character death. I was kind of like disheartened, but I liked how the main character, and his name's not coming to me right now, I apologize, but how the main character came back and used that as motivation to become the G, like the real G at the end of the show.
Yeah.
True enough.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, so it's really funny because that you brought up like his Kamina's death hitting you differently, because like when I watched it, I mean, I saw the episode title, so I knew he was gonna die that episode. And like I said, I knew beforehand that he wasn't going to make it very far into the show. But even how he went out caught me by surprise. And I knew it was coming. So even that kind of hit you in a way that was just like, oh shoot, like the stakes really are kind of where they are in the show. So again, full echo. Jared, what do you think about this show?
Oh, I hate the series.
How come?
Man. Yeah, because it's funny, right? Like, when I first watched it, like, I enjoyed it to a certain extent, right? And then what made me hate it more is because there was so much, and this is a high level of fan base that made me hate it more, was that they put it on such a pedestal when I felt like it never deserved to be up there. Like, it was cool, it was fun to watch, it's definitely a good ride, but they put it on such a high pedestal that I'm just like, what are you actually doing up there? You don't belong up there. And so that's the main reason why I hated it. And like also most of the time when they're in the desert, like really bored me of them just going through and doing their thing. And like I was really bored with most of that. Of just messing around, trying to get the parts together to get the robot to where it needs to be. It was just more boring for me.
So you didn't like it?
Nah.
Damn. So
yeah, I know.
Our next episode is kicking Jared off the podcast. No, kidding.
No, but I mean it's good. And I know like yeah, it was just like it was a fun ride for me, but it was just kind of like a ride I was pushed to go on, you know. But like I still enjoyed it, and it'll probably be a bit of time before I watch it again. But it was it was interesting enough. Speaking of watching episodes, I did pick up a few episodes of One Piece thanks to your guys' constant bullying.
One Piece or One Piece?
No. So here's the thing. So I'm actually watching full episodes right now because like I joined the Discord for One Piece. And there's just so many links to go through, and I was just like, okay, while I figure out how to like work One Piece, I'm just gonna watch full-on episodes of One Piece for now and just kind of, watch it for what it is. And when I get to certain scenes that I'm like, this did not make the One Piece cut, I'll just kind of skim past it a little bit, or like I'll do something else, or like, you know how Crunchyroll works on like your app, you can fast forward 10 seconds at a time.
For sure.
So I'm just like, okay, like this is a little filler joke, let's just boop boop. Okay, cool.
I feel like they had a copyright strike, and so that's why they switched to Discord, because it used to be a whole website.
No, it was a whole website, but it's just one of those things where I'm just like, until I figure out how all of that works, and also just because of like, we came from the era of like, torrenting stuff, and I saw a couple of download links, and I'm just like, I don't fully trust those yet. So until I get all that squared away and figured out, I'm just gonna watch full-on episodes. So I've been watching them, and when I said I was in episode 150, it turns out that was a lie. I'm closer to like episode 80. So I have a lot of catching up to do, and that's definitely what I'm doing after we record today, is catch up on some One Piece. So we met Wapol, which with your guys' tier list last week, full agree where he's at. And Crocodile. Crocodile, kind of same thing. Like, they're teasing him right now. Because I haven't, like, I'm at the episode where you met Chopper for the first time. Where he, like, hasn't met the crew yet. He's just, like, the witch's, like, lackey right now.
Yeah, you called her a witch?
Well, yeah, because that's what they call her right now. So...
Also, I wanted to give you a bit of a pro tip. If you're watching One Piece on Netflix, you can adjust the speed of the episode. So if it's like a slower paced episode, you could watch it at like 2 times speed or 1.5 times speed. So it should save you a bit of time, especially through some of the filler.
Nice, perfect. Thanks for that. I've been watching on Crunchyroll, but I'll definitely switch over to Netflix to take you up on that, just to save myself a little bit of time.
Gotcha.
So that's really awesome, man. Thank you for that pro tip. I think, not gonna lie to you, that's how I think my brother watched Walking Dead. So, side story, I was sitting in a car with him, we were like waiting for something, and he's like, watching it at 2x speed, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he's just like, yeah, I'm kind of just fast forwarding through the show, and then when I get to a death scene, I'll like slow down and actually watch that, and then just keep playing. So yeah, that makes sense. I'll probably end up doing that, man. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Yeah, but also, I'm still. Turns out, I'm not even 10% caught up yet. So.
No, it's cool though. The video that I posted with us, I'm talking about the fact that you go watch One Piece hit 1,300 views. So.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that video?
Did I see that video?
Yeah. Did you see that video? It's on Jared's Instagram.
No, I didn't see it. I need to.
Yeah,
okay,
so like
cool.
we got people in the comment section backing us up to get Neil to watch One Piece. So
yeah,
I'm bringing the community into this one.
Yeah, no, because like, if we're talking about the same video, like I was just goofing off in the background. He was just like, "Yeah, we're gonna convince Neil to watch One Piece," and I'm just like, "Bro, One Piece is a mid-ass show. Like School Days was better." Like I was saying just the dumbest shit. Just to, little clickbaity, just a little, just for shits and giggles. And a lot of people were really mad that I said that, which was the goal, but but genuinely though, I'm enjoying the show so far.
There's no
Other
way
moments where I'm like gonna kind of speed through, but other than that, it's been fun. And
but also, you're watching a show that came out in the 90s, so it's like the pace is not the same. That's what it is today.
Oh yeah, no, I'm in the 90s part. Like I know that like when I'm catching up, when I hit like the high hundreds of the episodes, like nearing the 1,000 episode mark, like when it comes to more modern anime era, the pacing will be a lot faster.
Yeah.
And so I'm like looking forward to that. But right now it's just like, all right, go ahead and fight the rabid rabbits that are trying to kill you. Like yeah, go ahead and like deal with that and banter, have fun. But
speaking of,
it's a good time.
Sorry. If you want to finish, Neil, go ahead and finish your thought. There's something that.
No, that was it.
Oh, that was it. Okay.
Yeah, that was it.
I didn't mean to say it like that. It makes it seem like I was roasting the shit out of you. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I was gonna say that My Hero Academia is coming to a close.
It is.
I did see that. Yeah, no, I mean, Jared, did you watch the most recent episode? Because I know I told you to watch it.
Nah, I'm watching it in English right now. I'm not gonna lie. So
Okay, fair enough. So, I mean, I already kind of spoiled you about how the last episode ended. So, we don't have to worry about it. We're just going to assume everybody has seen the episode. Go ahead, Q. What are you going to say about it?
I was just saying that this is the end of another, really long series. The manga, I think, is in like the 400s. So, not quite as long as Naruto. Definitely not as long as One Piece. But it's still something that a lot of people have like grown up with. And a lot of people are going to be either very sad when it ends, or they're going to feel fulfilled. And I think that we should at least like cover it like when it ends, like the anime, because Jerry doesn't read.
Oh yeah.
And you're probably a few episodes behind. No.
Me? No, I'm caught up to
You're caught up.
Rest in peace, Bakugo. And I say that with quotation marks. Because after Deku, Bakugo has the highest amount of plot armor, so, we'll be fine. Also, he's my personal favorite character. Like, Jared knows this. Bakugo's my favorite.
I hate that. I hated that man for a minute.
I'm not gonna lie.
So
I
did
didn't
a lot
until
of
recently.
So did a lot of people. So I always liked Bakugo for the simple fact that he was such a dick in the beginning. I was just like, oh no, they're gonna redeem him at some point.
That's what you liked about him? I couldn't stand him because
at the beginning. No. So what I'm saying is like when I first saw him on the screen, I was just like, he's gonna go through some kind of a redemption arc. And so I'm just gonna get on the ground floor and just kind of enjoy him for the piece of shit that he is now.
That's not what the conversation was 2 years ago. That's not what the conversation was 2 years ago.
Yeah, but you met me after I'd seen it already.
No, when we started talking about him, it was before he had any sense of redemption.
Oh no. Huh?
Yeah, when we were talking about it,
season
before
3. We met around season 3.
Which wasn't that like before he had the training scene where he like protected his friends from the attack? Wasn't that like just like fairly before it?
No. Season 3 was like when All Might loses his power and Bakugo kind of starts to go through like, why was I the guy that ended All Might? Why was this was all my fault? What did I do? Tell me what I'm doing wrong. That was around season 3. That was around the time we met. Like, he wasn't fully redeemed quite yet, but like he was like ramping up to that, if that makes sense.
I got you, but we definitely met before those episodes came out, and you were not saying that.
Yeah, I'm just saying he was Bakugo's my favorite from day one, and I'm gonna stand on that.
Okay, Q, who's your favorite?
I think this is one of the only shows I don't have a favorite character in.
Fair enough.
Because they're just so far outside of who I would typically consider my favorite character. Like, for JJK, my favorite is Gojo. Because he's so, he's just so ridiculous, man. Like, his powers are insane. He's the most OP character in the series. I wouldn't really say there's anybody in My Hero Academia that's, truly OP. Maybe All Might in his prime, but we obviously aren't at that part of the series anymore, so we can't say for sure. And then when I think about my favorite character in Naruto, for example, like Itachi, great sacrifice. It took a while for me to actually start liking Itachi. Like, I think in the original Naruto, my favorite character was Rock Lee. Shippuden, it ended up being Itachi because you realize the sacrifice that he made. But My Hero, there are some great sacrifices that come along, and I do start to like certain characters like Deku a lot more, but I just have a bitter taste in my mouth from how a lot of them were introduced that I just can't seem to get over. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Fair enough.
It's a crime.
I don't know if that makes sense, but
no, it makes perfect sense. And I mean, one of the things that always kind of made me enjoy My Hero is it kind of creates a conversation of like what makes a hero. And there's, I mean, obviously there's like the epitome of like, yeah, I'm good all the time, like, you know, All Might, Deku, like a lot of like, I don't want to use the term Boy Scout, but like kind of Boy Scout characters, like, you know, like Captain America, from, you know, would kind of fit into that like scene. And then there's like the guys like Endeavor, which are like, yeah, I want to be good, but they're kind of for selfish motivations, or they don't quite go about it the right way. And it's always just like that dialogue of like, what does it take to become like this hero of society? So, yeah.
I guess if I had to pick a favorite character, it would be Stain. If you guys remember who that is from like.
Oh yeah, I want to hear this whole explanation.
He was
yeah.
He was just so badass, and he stood on business. Like he was all about his philosophy to the very end, and you have to respect someone who follows it to that degree. I think.
Fair enough.
For sure, and I mean, Stain's whole thing kind of going along that was just like, I'm evil because I want to get rid of the heroes that are doing it wrong. Like, you know what I mean? He's just like, you guys aren't actually heroes. You guys are just selfish people that are in this for the fame and money. But you're doing good things, but like you're not really good people. So you gotta go. And like that was Stain's whole ideology. So I get that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's guys that are Shigaraki that are just like just chaotic evil. So
True
enough.
Yeah, we don't like them.
I forget which anime or show I was watching before, but they were talking about how the people that are the most evil are the ones that kind of sit idly by while they let the powerful people do horrible stuff to the... It was Kingdom. I was reading the Kingdom manga, and they explained it that way.
Oh, okay.
Like one of the main characters in Kingdom, his name is Kong Ki, and he has this real like disdain for the world because he hates how the people in power always pick on the people that are weak, but then he hates how the majority are just sitting by and letting it happen, and he hates that majority. And I think that you have a lot of heroes in My Hero Academia that are just trying to look good for the papers, look good for the media, and Stain really does not like those people at all. Wants to get them out.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and I mean it's such a great like kind of conversation that creates. And I mean, like, you look at someone like Endeavor, where he's just like, when he becomes the number one hero, he's just like, wait, what am I doing wrong? Like, what do I need to work on? Because he's, you know, I mean, All Might's gone. He's trying to figure out what it means to actually be the number one hero. And he's working on himself, and he's trying to redeem himself. He's trying to atone for what he's done in the past, because of, like, he sees that he's gone about it just the wrong way, and now he's trying to make amends for it. And that kind of takes that whole conversation into one character, which is one of the reasons why I really like his character, not because of his actions, but because of the dialogue that it creates. And kind of going along with, like, Stain's ideology of, like, you're clearly not someone, like, for example, like the Stain test. You're clearly not someone that Stain would let pass, but you're kind of working your way to being that. And to be able to just see that and kind of have that conversations about it is super cool.
Right. Anything to add, Jared?
No, because I'm thinking about anime villains. Because, like, I like...
What?
I'm thinking about anime villains specifically. Because, like, we're talking about heroes a lot, and, like, the conversation does come up on, like, what does it mean to be a hero in the series? And that's a very valid point. But I'm just, like, thinking about, like, how much evil, like, that show was actually able to bring out. Like, when it comes to, like, Shigaraki and All For One. And I kind of enjoy the fact that they're really there. I enjoy shows that are, like, willing to kill people these days, versus just be like, oh, let's save them, let's just fix the situation. And so, like, I'm looking at, like, because, like, I had, like, a conversation on my outline for anime villains and, like, which ones were true villains. And I'm pausing that for now because I'm just thinking about, like, the characters from My Hero Academia, specifically the villain from My Hero Academia, and just thinking about how like truly evil the two main villains really were, and like how much I enjoyed the fact that they were that evil, because a lot of shows will make it to where they're not willing to get their hands dirty, and they're not willing to like go that extra mile to like either kill the hero or kill the people that's around them. And so I like now appreciate the evilness that's coming out from these characters, because you're like, okay, it's either we take this person down or we all die. And so I like those stakes quite a lot.
For sure. And that actually reminds me. So I saw this video on YouTube a few years ago where the guy was basically talking about like there's like 5 pillars to making a great villain. And I need to find that, because then like next episode we can really delve into like what makes a great villain. And like if I remember, like one of them is like motivation and like how threatening they are, things like that. Basically, he kind of used that whole speech to basically say Obito from Naruto's motivation is trash, but other than that, he's a fantastic villain. So it was like he was just like, yeah, it's like he's threatening, he's this, he's that, he's that. He checks all of these boxes except for motivation, so he's really not as great as we think he is. So I'll find it, and we can kind of just spend a good chunk of time next week talking about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that list for that then, for sure.
Yeah, because that's what makes a great hero, what makes a great villain is such a great conversation to have.
Right.
That I want to like really dedicate like a full episode to do that, because that applies to so many different shows and characters, and like we can talk about so many shonen from there.
I also feel like we're shifting away from the whole hero mantle too.
Say it again?
Like I feel like we're shifting away from the hero mantle specifically, like because it used to be like a one prominent figure that you always just try to like, because like, we think Superman when we think about superheroes typically, and you just think of like the giant symbol and like the flashy entrance, like and that does happen, but it's like I'm liking the fact that the heroes started to have a dark side to them themselves. Like when we were talking about Tower Gaba earlier, the Bond was the original hero that we had in the story, and he still is. But at the same time, like the darkness has consumed him so much from what happened to him that he's changing. He's kind of like a Deadpool character now in a sense of just like being an anti-hero. And so like I like the fact that we're showing those parts of humanity in these people more versus just being like the giant shiny figure that everyone looks up to.
Fair. Yeah, no, I agree with that. So it's definitely a great conversation to get into.
Most definitely.
Do you have anything to add?
No, I think a lot of what I like in my villains has shifted, and I like a lot of the new gen villains that I'm seeing right now. Most notably, Kenjaku and Sukuna, who are just natural disasters, basically. Like, there's no reason for their torment and existence. They just happen. You know what I mean? And something like that is kind of refreshing, because you get a lot of, like Demon Slayer, for example. You get a lot of villains that have these very sad backstories that explain, like, how they got to where they are. And not that I'm knocking that, but something different is just nice every once in a while. And it really, like, shows you that people can be evil just to be evil. Like, for the Joker, for example.
And I'm down for it. That's what Sukuna's my favorite character.
My favorite villain of all time.
Yeah.
Just wreak havoc, bro.
Yeah, sorry. Jared, when you were talking about, and this is just an intrusive thought coming in real quick, because what Jared said was fully valid, and I stand by that. But when you said like Bam's kind of arc into becoming this darker character, I was just like, yeah, he went from a full-on simp to a funk boy. You know, no, well, not even that, like, not like funk boy, like FUG. Like,
I wonder what the reason of why. Yeah, I get you. I wonder what the reason of why they don't show his eyes yet.
That is it. I was asking myself that, like, that this episode I was watching it, and it's not even that. He almost right now, because Bam's the main character. We all agree on that.
Yeah.
he doesn't feel like he's the main character in his own show right now, and I want to know what's up with that.
Yeah.
Like, I think out of all the core cast that's come from this season, Bam has said the least.
Yeah.
It definitely feels more like,
but like
Wagnon is the main character. At least in my
he's the
opinion.
main character. He just might be the main character of the core right now. Like the core that we're in.
Yeah. I think, Jared, your point right there, because Jared and I had this conversation off air last week of like, do we like the new cast or the old cast better? And I was like leaning hard towards the old cast. And I think that right there, Jared, is why.
Yeah, but like it's just the reason why I'm super patient with the series right now is because I really am enjoying like the two evolution of both teams, right? I'm enjoying the fact that like Kun on the back end, we know he's putting in work. There's no chance he's not putting in work right now while Ban's gone. That's a guarantee, right? And so you see how much Ban already put in this much work in the back end for himself. It's just like I'm waiting for those teams to meet up. Either they're gonna clash as like some type of like rivalry kind of thing, or they're just gonna like become like they're just gonna grow together. And so I'm just curious on how that's gonna turn out.
Fair enough. Q, I do have one question, but first, could we get your thoughts on everything we just said about like new cast and old cast?
Like new cast of Tower of God versus old cast.
Yeah, like the new team versus the old team. Like, who are you feeling more? Like, what are you enjoying? Like, and I mean, you've obviously read far ahead.
Yeah.
So there's like a little bias in the answer, but go ahead and just like kind of give us what's up on where we are right now.
So I enjoy the old cast more, just because those are the original characters we were introduced to, and they feel like the original team. Like if you remember when Naruto introduced Sai as a new part of Team 7, I never really felt like he was a real member of the team, you know what I mean? But for some reason, I did feel like Yamato was, who was the replacement to Kakashi. So I'm not going to completely just, like, X out the newer characters that were introduced because, you know, they might just take some time to grow on you and prove their value. Right. But I do think that us seeing Kun in the last episode that was released, I think that's a good indication that we're going to be getting those original characters that we came in with back. And so we're going to see a possible like combination or conjunction of those two groups, both new and old. But as far as like which I like better, it's definitely the old group. The new group just doesn't feel as powerful or put together as the old one did, right?
Yeah, I was about to comment on that. Like the new group, half the team is very useless.
Yeah. So before I ask my question, I want to kind of talk about that comparison you made to Sai. That whole, like, he doesn't really feel like a member of Team 7 was fully on display during the final arc where, like, old Squad 7 reunites and, like, they're going in kicking ass and Sai's just like, I'm a part of Team 7 too, and rushes in and immediately gets the shit kicked out of him. So, if that was any indication,
for real, it was like, go take a seat, bro. Like you're not built for this.
Yeah, back to the G League. Like,
for real, get back on the bench. We'll call you when we're ready.
Back down, boy. So there's that. And then shit, this is the kind of question I want to leave on for in terms of Tower of God, and this is for UQ. Do not directly answer this question. I want to gather information based off of how you said. This is a yes or no question, but don't answer it yes or no, if that makes sense.
What? Go for it.
What are so is Kun a ranker at this point?
No. No, he's not.
I don't think he's supposed to be either.
Okay, cool. All right, okay, cool. I just wanted to see what are the odds of that. Also, I said don't answer it yes or no, and you.
Oh, I thought you said to answer yes or no. My bad, I misheard you.
No. I said this is a yes or no answer question. Don't answer it yes or no.
Oh, so yeah, I heard the first part, not the second.
No.
My bad.
You're good. No. That makes it funny, honestly. That's amazing. Oh, that's great. Oh, okay, cool. Other than that, I mean, is there anything else you guys want to talk about for this week? Because I'm kind of out of things to talk about.
No, I'm almost out of space recording, so I think that we can wrap this up.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. All right, anyways, we'll just wrap this up. Yeah, no, we're gonna let that joke slide. We're just gonna wrap this up, and thank you guys again for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, comment on the algorithm, all that good stuff. But once again, this is Anime Exclusive. I'm Neil.
Jared.
Q.
I will see you guys next time. In the meantime, stay happy, stay healthy, and go Team USA in the Olympics.
Amen to that.